All right, as we have Don King playing the music in the background, we really appreciate Outdoors of Larry Ray's sponsors. Of course, we couldn't do this show without sponsors, and we could always use more. If you would like to, just contact me at lroutdoors.com. But our sponsors, of course, are the TWRA, a longtime sponsor, Barton Power Sports in West Memphis, Jonesboro, Forest City, and soon to open on Mount Moriah Road right here in Memphis, Tennessee. Of course, we have Best Care Heating and Air. Brian Reed and his wonderful family are all part of Outdoors of Larry Ray. So appreciate our sponsors, and let's just roll into this segment. Don, I know that do your hands ever get tired?
Nope.
No. You've done it so much, right?
Yeah, I've done it for quite a few years now.
And tell our listeners about the Hall of Fame. I know you don't like to toot your horn, but all right.
Well, there's an old time country music Hall of Fame it's kind of housed in the Midwest where I grew up.
Right, and you grew up in Nebraska, right?
Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay.
Yeah. And so anyway, I got inducted into their Hall of Fame, and so I got to go back and perform in Lamar's, Iowa, a while back, and
that's when you got your award.
They gave me my award, and I've got it hanging up in my studio.
Yeah, because you've had a studio, but now the guys in Route 66. I know you started out with Nature's.
Yeah, Second Nature.
Yeah,
Dave Woodward and Brant Miller, both TWRA guys, and I'm still working some things with them. As a matter of fact, we're in the middle of recording a new CD.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we've got some new stuff that we've been in the studio with, so that'll be coming out probably by fall for sure, and I'll get you several copies of that.
Get me that, because will you bring back any of the classics from the original? Like Necking on the Back Porch?
We might
that was one of my favorites.
We might do another version of the Roadkill.
Of the Roadkill Bill.
Update that,
Yeah, so. I think that you need to do that, and that trailer park thing. I don't know. I can't remember it. Highway 100 Cafe.
Oh, yeah.
That's another good one. Yeah. And, of course, Don has brought me some wonderful hymns of faith that he has done that we're going to be giving away on Open Mic Saturday from the heart. And Don is it's got all my favorites. I listen to it all the time. Includes everybody ends up with Amazing
Good
Grace.
Deal. Yeah, I got a chance to do all my old time favorites.
All the old time favorites, and you're still Pilgrim Baptist or something. What are you?
I'm a Southern Baptist.
Yeah, but what's the name of the church you're at?
Brentwood Baptist.
Brentwood Baptist. Yeah. Okay, all right. And I know that education and Bill, scoot over there, Bill Cox. I want to get the little
Commissioner Cox. He is the chairman of our retention and recruitment committee. So he and I are totally into trying to retain the folks that we have, and as licensed buyers and enthusiasts in the outdoors, and trying to recruit new folks all the time.
That's right.
And then to build this social media is important now, right?
It is. And Doug Markham has come on board to help Don and work with the social media that the old people like you and I don't do very well.
Okay. Oh, I'm an ace
at it. Social media is the new venue that the young people get all their news from. They don't watch television and read the newspaper and that kind of thing. They all know Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter and Facebook and those things, and it's very important to be involved in that.
And Don, I know they've done some new things. I mean, I know we got TWRA TV.
Yes.
And we mentioned a little earlier about that. And Bill, I know you talking to Don there, because Don, talk about the new way we're trying to do this. I mean,
kind of the best way for folks to take a look at the differences and the new wrinkles we've added is to go to our website.
Yes,
tnwildlife.org. That's the best place to start, because go in there, you'll notice the improvements to the site. You'll notice a lot of direct links to as Commissioner Cox mentioned, the social media stuff, the Twitter, the the Facebook, Instagram, and we've implemented some tag boards too. So
Tag boards. I think we all should have tag boards.
yeah,
Okay.
Instead of it's kind of, and I call it that instead of a brag board, but it's kind of like that, where you can hashtag as you upload your fun photos that you take with your family, your outdoor excursions, and as soon as you tag it with something TN Wildlife, it'll show up on our board. So you're able to share it with the outdoor world, really.
Yeah, well, we just lost 3 truck drivers going down I-55 because they thinking of hashed browns. Hashtags, we have come a long way on Outdoors with Larry Ray in 16 years. I can tell you what, press releases coming from all 4 regions, all with the same thing in the old yellow paper, same stuff. Now we get instant communication that we can put on. I know when the flood, Bill, the waters in the Mississippi, Doug put that out to me. I had it in the Commercial Appeal website. I had it in all these other places. Within 2 hours, it was news. And it wasn't something, in the old days, they'd say if you hadn't read it, it's still news. Well, if you're still going by that, you're underwater. Yeah. So that's what we need. I mean, when things like that happen, and I don't know who that came down to, but I heard more comments about putting that flood warning out instantly, that there's no more big game hunting because of the flood. And Bill, to me, that's what we need to do. Let the TWRA give us news, and we'll put it out there. I don't,
It is. And it's the outreach is the same way, but the information to the hunters and for not just emergencies, for whatever the news is that's going on, whether it's meetings or whether it's input or whatever, the social media is instantly gets in their hands.
Even the commission meetings now.
Yes.
I mean, that's one thing, gone are the days of a commissioner going to sleep.
Yeah.
You don't want to capture that on TV now. They're all up there. I won't even go any further than that. It wasn't Mr. Cox. But, I mean, that they're on their toes. They look nice up there, man.
That's right.
And so you can actually, even though we like people to come to the meetings, I mean, because that's open.
A lot of people are working, and the meetings happen during the week, during normal business hours. So, I think it's a great advantage for folks to get home after a committee meeting, which happens the first day, and take a look at what's transpired in the meeting. If they have an issue and they need to call somebody, they've got time to do that before official votes are taken the next day. And it's just it's a great offering to help get people more involved.
Of course, we got Don King and chief of the I&E division, and we got Betsy Woods in here from the boating coordinator is close enough, but and also Commissioner Bill Cox. And Bill, this is your second term as a commissioner.
That's right.
Which is crazy. But anyway, because
now, wait a minute, that wasn't very nice.
I mean, to do it twice. I mean, it's so demanding. People don't realize that, and I appreciate it. That was a compliment for me, okay?
I'll take it like that.
Yeah, okay. But from your first term to now, this term, there's been a dramatic change in the way the TWRA does things as far as getting the word out or whatever it might be. So you can look back on that and say, how did we ever, get by in those days?
Well, Don and Doug are doing a good job staying on top of that kind of thing, and you have to evolve with the world. And we were on top of it, 10 or 12 years ago, but now it's changed, and they're doing a good job with that.
Well, I know that, and Don, I don't know how you juggle. Are you a juggler or whatever? But Don has a music career. Of course, he's like a fireman. All of them got second jobs. So I mean, and Don's on the road and doing different things. And I know Betsy goes across the state, and we're going to talk a little bit with her because as we get through the life jackets, because we just had an accident on Pickwick with 2 gentlemen went over the spillway, and we saw that happen. So we know boating safety. I know do we know? You're way over the corner, but how many fatalities? Betsy?
This year?
Yeah.
6 this year.
6.
6. Come on in there, Betsy. Just a minute here. 6 fatalities, and that includes the 2 gentlemen that went over the spillway.
Correct. That was a double fatality.
Yeah. They found one of them at Shiloh, which is, amazing. So
And that's a very dangerous situation. You know, if you hear any kind of horns or bells when you're above a dam or below a dam,
yeah,
just try to get out of there as quick as you can, because it's so powerful and so violent, and you just get sucked in there.
they had their life
Get out.
jackets on.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter on those kind of things, and
I'm amazed that not much time is wasted between the time you hear the horn and there's action. I mean,
yes, yeah. And
need to pay attention.
I know we've got a lot of water on you know, Tennessee, the Cumberland, the Tennessee, all going into the Ohio and things, and the Mississippi's at flood stage now. And a lot of people think, well, it's 85 degrees. Well, you know, the water temperature is still not 85 degrees, Betsy, right?
Right, correct. They say cold water, they define that as 70 degrees or lower.
70 degrees or lower. That's pretty cold. I mean, hypothermia can set in
Oh, within minutes.
minutes.
Actually, if you, they say that usually you don't live long enough to die from hypothermia once you're
Wow.
immersed in really cold water.
Wow.
But your best way to survive is to wear a life jacket.
I'm amazed how many boats you said we have. Goodness gracious, that doesn't include the ones that don't want to register, that are pulling them around or whatever it might be.
Well, now we got canoe and kayaks are getting real popular because we're coming up with the Memphis and May canoe and kayak race coming up. pretty soon.
Kayak, stand-up paddle boards, just taking over. It's really crazy. And
Do they have to get those registered? I mean,
They do not. They do not.
really? So a kayak
yet.
doesn't, if it doesn't have a motor, it doesn't have to be registered.
Correct. You still have to carry the proper equipment. You have to have a life jacket on board for everybody. If you're 12 and under, you have to wear that life jacket. And if you're out after night, you have to display a white light so that everybody can see you. Other boats.
Well, some of those kayaks now can be motor equipped.
And they
Whatever.
are. And once you put a motor on them, you have to
It
register
becomes-
them. You have to have the proper light configuration at night.
I just can't. Okay. All right, we're going to take a break. Betsy, if you'll move out. We were just playing chairs here right now. And that Don's going to take us out of here, Commissioner Cox. And we're coming up right now. We're going to talk fishing rodeos. You know, that's one of my main things. And we're going to talk fishing rodeos, particularly a big event coming up next Saturday at the one and only Ketchum Lake. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and Don King will take us out of here.